What I'm showing here is my first solo exhibition I guess I've ever had, and also my first one out west. I'm just relocating out west, so it's really nice to have one out here. And it's called The Walls of Utopia. And I guess I'll talk a little bit about how the project came to be and the process I use, and maybe a bit of the content as well. I guess it started as I just graduated with a BFA from Sackville, New Brunswick at Mount Allison University. And I was doing a lot of other mediums as I was working towards my degree, doing some sculpture, and a lot of drawing, and some painting. And just to get out of the studio, I was finding myself going out at night to these kind of consumer landscapes, and just kind of driving around, no real purpose. I'd go over to Amherst, which is about 15 minutes from Sackville, and just like drive around. And I kind of noticed when I go to these places that there's something weird going on. There's just like these vast consumer landscapes that seem so out of place, and something you don't normally recognize in the daytime when there's so many people there. And they're huge, and they're really eerie and foreboding. And these are some things you feel when you don't feel during the day. So I started bringing out my camera when I went out to these consumer landscapes and photographing. I was using a 4x5 camera and my Hasselblad, some medium format. And I really wanted to use film because I felt, for one, with the 4x5 camera and the Hasselblad, you can blow things up really big. And I felt it was really appropriate to make big images for this work because I really wanted to immerse people into the space, because really loneliness and like this kind of foreboding, eerie quality is, I feel, got translated a lot better when the spaces or when the photographs are a lot bigger. So I was using film for that reason, and also because I feel like film is incredibly good at capturing colors accurately, and I do with a lot of text and trying to figure out what that text means and how we react to this text. And I felt like I really needed to show that text as it is and the colors it is, and how certain colors might influence how we react to something. And I guess for content, I'm trying, I keep it quite loose and I want people to interpret it as they want, but I guess I'm trying to address consumer spaces and how they operate outside of their working context. These consumer spaces at night kind of become contemporary landscapes. We see landscapes as places that are empty and places that you can go out to and admire. And in some ways these night landscapes are no different than that. They're big open spaces that you can go out and admire, but they're filled, their contents are very much different. There's not trees, it's parking lots and the sides of big buildings. So that's one thing I was really interested in. And I'm also interested in kind of, I guess, the geographical potential, in the sense that asking questions about how people design these spaces and how we interact with them, and which I think becomes a lot more prevalent, and we can understand how we interact with space and these consumer spaces at night when there's no one there, and you can understand how a parking lot is laid out, and you can understand how a wall operates and how it kind of dominates the entire front of a building and kind of leads you into the space. And also looking at advertising and marketing and how different spaces take on different marketing strategies. For example, I have one shot the side of a Staples building, and it just suddenly occurred to me that all Staples building, you don't even need advertising, you don't need any text, you just know a Staples building is a Staples because of its the red that it is, and then the colors of the bricks and the types of lights they use. Yeah, and I guess my work is trying to address that as well. I guess there's quite a bit more, but yet again I try to leave it up to people's interpretation, and I guess I've just outlaid a couple things that have been interesting me as I've been developing this body of work. And it's not done. I keep photographs or consumer landscapes at night. But yeah, I guess this is just a selection of the images that I've kind of collected over the last 2 years. yeah, and it's really exciting to be here in Victoria and showing this work for the first time and just getting it out there.